Yeah, I told them in the locker room, we had some really good individual efforts, especially in the second half, but to think that that's the type of performance that's going to win us many games is not accurate. So we're going to have to play a lot less disjointed and a lot harder defensively. So I didn't want them to leave that locker room feeling like we had accomplished anything. But give Stout credit. I mean, they handled all kinds of pressure, and they made some shots that I wasn't sure they could make. Brody Fox could switch jerseys and play over here. He's a really good player. So they are not the team that had the record they had last year. They're going to win some games. So I would like to give them credit. Coach Lake's doing a good job with that team.
What did you like most tonight? Maybe, one, two, three things that jumped out at you?
Yeah. First, KP in the second half. I thought his energy defensively and on the glass, I think he had 10 and 10 in the second half, and I thought that changed the game. I thought Markeith, he made one shot, told him he made one shot, but he was plus 24. He really played off 2 feet and made good decisions when we needed it. And then I thought Angelo Stewart was really good, really solid. So those three guys especially, Langston came off and gave us really productive minutes. But we found a group that could get stops together. Aaron Franklin was part of that group. I thought he played well in the second half. We just, it's kind of a work in progress, trying to figure out, where to go with lineups and, who can do what. And until you get the lights on, you don't really know.
Yeah. You mentioned the last time we got together that you were pretty confident about your perimeter shooting. Tonight, like what Angelo did, coming off the ankle surgery and everything, how big of an X factor do you think he can be if he can consistently knock down shots for you from the perimeter?
Yeah, he's been playing like that. He's been playing great, and he's moving so much better. We call him fast now, so he laughs, but he's fast, and he wasn't fast last year. So I expect big things from him. But we've had 2 scrimmages and we've shot lights out. So I look at those numbers and I know that's not who we are as a shooting team. Really, you go down the lineup and almost everybody can shoot it. And so 11 of 35. That looks like a lot of threes, but I mean they're basically playing us in the paint, daring us to make them. We didn't make them, and it could have been a much different game, but this team's got to figure out that we got to play the defensive end first, and the offense will come.
Small sample size, of course, but to me, a guy that really jumped out was Darius Duffy. I mean, active, big body, active. Yeah. He was able to be productive in a small snippet of time. Did you like what you saw from him?
Yeah, and he along with Langston during that stretch in the second half was part of that defensive team that really got a bunch of stops. And he's really physical. He's had a little just tendonitis, knee tendonitis that's been flaring up on him. So probably didn't get him as many minutes as I probably will in the future. But he's doing well. And then we didn't really play Langston at the 4 at all because at times they had 5 guards on the floor. So when we do that, we can have some length and some size out there. We play a little smaller than we probably will going forward.
Faison looked like he's got some post-up game too, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, really skilled.
And you're either going to get a layup or some free throws, probably, right?
Yeah, and we talked to him at halftime. He had 4 offensive rebounds and had taken 1 shot attempt. He's really good down there, and we need him to score. So but all 3 of those guys, Langston, Duff, and Faison, they're all trying to figure out who they are and what they're going to be and where their role is. And Ahmad and Moses kind of knew what they were. There were no questions. These guys are more hybrid. They got to figure out the role.
Got to ask you about BJ in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Can you shed any light on how long you think he might be out, or is that kind of going to be addressed on a day by day, game by game basis?
Yeah, I don't anticipate it's going to be dragging out. He had a violation of team rules and sat him, and He wanted to be here tonight, but kind of have policy that if you're suspended, you can watch from home. So he anticipate he'll be back.
Not making excuses or anything like that, but when you don't have your best player on the floor for any game, did that affect anything today as far as the guys out on the court or the way guys reacted, anything like that, or do you feel like they turned the page and were good?
I think offensively he gives us an identity. He not only is a scorer, but in a game like this, there would have been a lot of assists too.
Yeah.
He finds guys, and so and he would have played in a lot of space, and he's really good when he's got space. So there's no doubt he would have made a difference, but it's standards are standards.
And then just last thing, obviously the next two games are going to be tremendous challenges for you guys. You feel good about what you got on film now. You got a few days to kind of prepare and then move on, ready as you'll ever be.
Yeah, we've got. I think we can learn a lot from this film for us, and then we've been trying to study George Mason and personnel, and but to see they played tonight, so we'll get to see Providence, and who they are, and see what we've got to do. I think we've got a lot of depth. I think we've got an advantage there, but they've got some really good players.